Listen carefully. Somewhere tonight, someone is lying awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why they feel so different. Wondering why the people who were supposed to stay left. Wondering why the door that seemed open suddenly closed. If that is you, hear this clearly. You are not crazy. You are not paranoid. You are not overthinking it. You are 100% right. Something is happening. Someone is trying to reach you, trying to test you, trying to shake you loose from what God is preparing to give you. And tonight we are going to talk about it, because what you are feeling is not confusion, it is discernment. And discernment is the fingerprint of the chosen. God is saying, I see what you see, I know what you know, and I am about to show you why. There is a kind of person who enters your life not by accident, but by assignment. Not every person who smiles at you is for you. Not every hand that reaches for yours is reaching in love. Some are reaching to hold you back. Some are reaching to study you. Some are reaching to take something from you that they could never create themselves. Your peace, your light, your favor, your calling. Listen carefully. If you have ever met someone and something inside you whispered, "Be careful," and you ignored it, and later you understood exactly why that whisper came, then you already know the spirit inside you does not lie. It sees before your eyes can see. It knows before your mind can explain. That whisper was not fear. That whisper was protection. That whisper was God, guarding the door before the storm arrived. You are 100% right. This person is trying to get close enough to learn your weaknesses, trying to get close enough to whisper doubt into your ear, trying to get close enough to delay the very promise God has already spoken over your life. And the tragedy is not that they are trying. The tragedy would be if you let them succeed. Hear this clearly. Not everyone who enters your story is written by God. Some are written by the enemy, disguised in kindness, dressed in charm, wrapped in soft words and gentle smiles. But a wolf can wear the softest wool and still be a wolf underneath. And the chosen ones, the ones who carry destiny, they learn to see past the wool. They learn to see the eyes underneath. This is the loneliness of the chosen. Not because you are unloved, not because you are unworthy, but because you were built to see what others cannot see. You feel the shift in a room before anyone says a word. You feel the coldness behind a warm hug. You feel the lie hiding behind the compliment. And because you feel it, you pull back. You go quiet. You watch. And people call you distant. They call you guarded. They call you too much or too sensitive. But they do not understand. You are not broken. You are awake. God is saying, I did not give you these eyes to make you paranoid. I gave you these eyes to make you prepared. Let's talk about betrayal, because betrayal is not a detour on the path of the chosen. It is part of the path. Every person God has ever used in a mighty way first walked through the fire of someone they trusted turning against them. Think about it. The dreamer who was sold by his own brothers, the king who was hunted by his own family, the savior who was betrayed by a kiss from someone who ate at his table. Betrayal is not proof that you are cursed. Betrayal is proof that you are being positioned. You are 100% right to feel the ache of it. Betrayal hurts because love was real before it turned. It hurts because you gave something sacred to someone who did not deserve to hold it. It hurts because you saw the good in someone before they showed you their shadow. And now you sit in the quiet, replaying every conversation, asking yourself, how did I not see this coming? Hear this clearly. You did see it coming. Something inside you tried to warn you. But your heart wanted to be wrong. Your heart wanted to believe the best. That is not weakness. That is the mark of someone with a pure spirit in an impure world. But listen carefully. God does not waste betrayal. Every person who walks away from you walks away because they were never meant to walk into your next season. God will not let counterfeit connections follow you into your calling. So when someone leaves, when someone turns, when someone shows you who they really are, do not chase them. Let them go. Because their exit is not your loss. Their exit is your protection. This is what nobody tells you about being chosen. Elevation always comes with isolation first. Before Joseph wore the robe of authority, he wore the coat of rejection. Before David was crowned king, he was hunted in caves, forgotten by his own household. Before the resurrection, there was the tomb. 3 days of silence, 3 days where it looked like everything was over, 3 days where hope seemed buried in the dark. But hear this clearly. The silence was never empty. God was working in the dark before he revealed anything in the light. If you feel like you are in your own version of that silence right now, if you feel forgotten, overlooked, tested beyond what feels fair, God is saying, I am not silent, I am preparing. Your faith is not being tested to break you. It is being tested to build the kind of strength that cannot be shaken once your breakthrough arrives, because breakthrough without strength is just another setup for collapse. God is not simply trying to bless you, he is trying to build you into someone who can carry the blessing without losing yourself in it. Let's go back to the ones who are trying. Because this needs to be said plainly. Some people enter your life specifically to slow down what God is doing in you, not because they are evil villains twirling in the dark, but because pain creates people who unconsciously try to pull others down to their level of brokenness. Hurting people, if they do not deal with their pain, will try to make you carry it for them. They will provoke you, they will confuse you, they will make you question your own peace, your own boundaries, your own worth. Hear this clearly. If being around someone consistently drains your peace, confuses your clarity, and makes you feel smaller instead of stronger, that is not love. That is warfare disguised as relationship. And you are 100% right to notice it. Trust that discomfort. Trust that unease. It is not your imagination. It is your spirit protecting your assignment. Spiritual warfare rarely looks like fire and smoke. It looks like a person who always has an excuse. It looks like a friend who only shows up when they need something. It looks like someone who smiles at your success but disappears the moment you actually need support. It looks like someone testing how far they can push before you finally break your own boundaries just to keep the peace. That is warfare. That is a trying spirit. And you were never meant to keep shrinking yourself to make room for people trying to dim your light. God is saying, I did not choose you to be small. I chose you to be undeniable. So what do you do when you feel someone trying? You do not fight with the same darkness they carry. You do not lower yourself into arguments that steal your peace. Instead, you elevate, you pray, you go quiet before God instead of loud before people. You let discernment guide your distance, and you trust that God sees every single thing you cannot prove, every manipulation you cannot explain, every motive hidden behind a friendly face. He sees it all, and in His timing, He exposes it all. This is divine timing. Not your timing, not their timing. God's timing. And God's timing always protects the chosen from staying in situations too long. If someone was going to hurt you in a bigger way later, God sometimes allows a smaller hurt now, just enough to open your eyes before the damage becomes unbearable. That smaller pain you are feeling right now might actually be mercy. It might be God pulling back the curtain just early enough for you to walk away whole. Hear this clearly. You are not being punished. You are being protected. The uncomfortable feeling in your gut, the unexplainable unease around certain people, the nights where you cannot sleep because something feels off. That is not anxiety without reason. That is revelation without proof yet. And soon, the proof will come. It always does. God always brings truth into the light, even when people try to bury it in the dark. Listen carefully. Before God elevates you, He transforms you. And transformation is not gentle. Transformation is fire. It is the breaking down of everything false so that only what is real remains standing. You have felt this fire. The isolation, the unanswered prayers, the friendships that quietly faded. The doors that shut right when you thought they would open. And in the middle of that fire, you probably asked God the question every chosen one eventually asks. Why is this happening to me? Hear this clearly. It is not happening to you. It is happening for you. God is saying, I am not punishing you. I am purifying you. Think about gold. Gold does not become valuable by staying in the ground untouched. Gold becomes valuable through fire, intense, relentless heat that burns away everything that is not gold. That is what your season of pain is doing. It is burning away the fears that held you back, the people who never truly saw you, the beliefs about yourself that were never true to begin with. What is left after the fire is who you were always meant to be. The version of you strong enough to carry the purpose God assigned before you were even born. This is why the chosen feel lonely before they feel powerful. Loneliness is not abandonment. Loneliness is preparation. God removes noise so you can hear His voice clearly. God removes distractions so you can focus on your assignment. God removes people who were never meant to walk with you into the next chapter, because carrying dead weight into a new season will only slow down what He is trying to do through you. Hear this clearly. Every person who left because they could not survive your next level. Every friend who faded because their assignment in your story was already complete. Every heartbreak you experienced was not there to destroy you. It was there to disqualify what was never real, so that only what is real remains. You are 100% right. This person was trying to distract you from your purpose, trying to keep you comfortable in a place God was already calling you to leave. But listen carefully. You were never meant to stay comfortable. You were meant to grow, and growth always requires leaving something behind. Let's talk about the signs. God speaks in ways the world does not always recognize. A sudden peace after a hard decision. A door closing right when you needed it to close. A dream that felt too real to ignore. A verse that seemed to jump off the page at the exact moment you needed it. A stranger's words that echoed something you had been quietly praying about for months. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. God is not silent. He is speaking constantly in ways that require you to slow down enough to notice. Hear this clearly. If you have been noticing signs lately, patterns repeating, numbers appearing, moments of clarity breaking through your confusion, that is not random. That is God preparing you for what is coming next. He does not send signs to people who are not close to their breakthrough. He sends signs to the ones who are almost there. This is prophetic warning. The version of you that survives this season will not recognize the version of you that entered it. You are being rebuilt in the quiet. You are being strengthened in the waiting. You are being prepared piece by piece for a purpose so much bigger than the pain you are walking through right now. Listen carefully. Faith during silence is the hardest faith to hold, and it is also the most powerful. Anyone can have faith when everything is going well. But faith in the middle of unanswered prayers, faith in the middle of unexplained loneliness, faith when nothing around you seems to make sense. That is the faith that moves mountains. That is the faith that God rewards, not because He owes you anything, but because that faith is proof of a heart that trusts Him even when it cannot see Him. God is saying, I am building something in you that the noise of easy seasons could never build. And to the person trying to shake your peace right now, the one testing your boundaries, questioning your worth, pulling at your patience, hear this clearly. They are not stronger than your calling. They are not bigger than your purpose. They are simply a chapter, not the whole story. And chapters end. Seasons change. And the very thing trying to distract you right now will one day be nothing more than a memory of what you overcame. This is the loneliness before the breakthrough. This is the isolation before the elevation. This is the silence before the miracle. Every chosen one who has ever walked into greatness first walked through a season that looked like nothing was happening, when in reality everything was happening just beneath the surface where only God could see it. Hear this clearly one more time. Betrayal is not your ending. Loneliness is not your identity. The person trying to test you, trying to distract you, trying to slow you down, they are not in control of your destiny. God is, and God does not lose. He has never lost a single battle over the life of someone who chooses to trust him completely. So here is what you do. You stop begging people to stay who were never meant to remain. You stop explaining your peace to people who benefit from your confusion. You stop shrinking your discernment just to make others comfortable. You trust what you feel. You trust what you see. You trust the whisper that has never once been wrong, because you are 100% right. This person was trying. But hear this clearly. Trying is not the same as succeeding, and they will not succeed. Not against someone God has already chosen. Not against someone God is already transforming. Not against someone whose breakthrough is closer than it has ever been. God is saying, hold on a little longer. Your storm is almost over. Your silence is almost broken. Your elevation is closer than you think. This is your season of transformation before elevation. This is your season of endurance before victory. This is your season of faith before the miracle. Do not quit now. Do not shrink now. Do not doubt now. You have come too far, survived too much, and grown too deeply to turn back at the exact moment your breakthrough is approaching. Hear this clearly, one final time. You were chosen before you were tested. You were prepared before you were tried, and you will be elevated exactly the way God promised, exactly when God intended, exactly how God designed. If this message spoke to your spirit tonight, if something inside you confirmed everything you already knew but were too afraid to say out loud, comment the word chosen right now. Let it be your declaration. Let it be your agreement with what God is doing in your life. Strengthen your faith even in the silence. Trust God's timing even when it does not make sense. And subscribe so you never miss the next message God has for you. You are not forgotten. You are not too much. You are not alone. You are chosen, and your breakthrough is closer than you think.